Hi, today's video is about when you're in a hurry in the morning and you just want to do a very simple eyeshadow look. You don't want to take the time to do an outer V, to blend all these colors together. You're on vacation, you want to just hurry, you're having to share a bathroom with someone possibly, or you've woken up late, or you just aren't in the mood to spend that much time on your makeup. There are mornings where I definitely feel that way. There are mornings where I really want to play, and then there's those mornings when I have a lot to do, or I'm excited about doing something else, I've got to throw something on. So I've gathered my favorite single eyeshadows specifically for when you're traveling. I think it's really, really nice sometimes not to have choices. Cuts down on your getting ready time. Say you're doing something like camping, or you're like I said, sharing a bathroom. You don't want to take the time. So I chose these single shadows for that reason, or for those mornings when you're at home, you're getting ready for work, etc. So the first thing I do with my eyes always is I prime them. I have crepey lids. I don't have oily lids to where I get a lot of creasing, but I just have crepey lids. So my favorite is MAC's Paint Pot in Painterly. It's this creamy texture. You can use your finger like your pinky, or you can use a synthetic brush to brush it on, let it dry for just a few seconds. It doesn't take very long to dry. And I would suggest, if you're interested in trying this, that you go to the ULTA 21 Days of Beauty that starts the 17th, I believe. Yes, March 17th. Most of the items that will be included in the sale are 50% off, which is amazing. And these paint pots will be included in that on the 21st. So March 21st, instead of costing $22, these will be $11. And my skin has more of a fair pink tone to it, so I like the color Painterly. But if you have a warmer tone, you might try the color Ochre. These are excellent concealers for your lids if you've got veins or redness or anything that you want to kind of cover up. So my tried and true favorite eyeshadows are what I'm using, and I have two different ones. I've got a cool look on this one, and then I've got a warmer look on this eye. So the cool eye is from Clinique, and it's Nude, the color Nude Rose. Sorry, there's fingerprints on this. And it's the All About Shadow Soft Matte. They come with a little mirror, which is really nice. It also came with a sponge tip applicator that I took out. But you can see it's got this cool sort of mauve-y look to it. And that is on my right eye if you want something really soft and easy to do. What I do is I will use an eyeshadow brush that I don't have to use more than one brush typically. And so my very favorites, even though they're high-end, they're absolutely my favorites. This one is by Sonia G. They're gorgeous. You can get them on BEAUTYLISH. They are so soft. I want to get more brushes by her. They're absolutely beautiful. This is the Worker One. This brush, you can pack the color down. You can blend it in your crease depending on how you hold it. You can also just blend it out. The only thing I don't do with this brush is I don't take it underneath my eyes. It's too fluffy for that. So this is my favorite brush right now for blending out a one eyeshadow look. Another one of my favorites is another expensive brush, and it's by Tom Ford. It looks like this, and it is the number 11 brush. It's a little bit wider. You can see, so if you have a larger lid, that one might work well for you. It's very soft as well. And let's see, you can see the top. Sorry, they're dirty. I used them. I used my Sonia G on my right eye and then my Tom Ford on my left. But they're so great for applying the product and blending it out. If you don't have it in your budget for the Sonia G or the Tom Ford, look into Real Techniques and let me know, some of you down below, if you have a brush that's more affordable, that works perfectly for what I'm talking about. Let us know down below, because I'm very interested in finding out. You can also use two brushes. It's not like you have to use one. This MAC number, I'll write it up above. I can't tell what it is, but this one is perfect for laying the color on your lid. And then what I would do is to grab a crease brush or a blending brush and do the rest with an additional brush. This one by Sephora is great. It's really soft. It's their Pro line. These are great brushes. It is the Pro Featherweight Crease Brush. That one's great. So combined, these two would really do the job. You could also use this one, this MAC one, because it's got kind of a more pinched end to it. You could use that to blow out underneath your lower lash line. What I use for underneath my lashes is the Charlotte Tilbury smudge brush. It is absolutely fantastic. But I also have this Sephora brush that would do the job. It's the Pro Shader. It's more narrow and not quite as soft, but it does the job. You can hold it at different angles to get the thickness of the smudge that you want underneath your lash line. So I shared with you my Clinique color, and on my left eye is the Marc Jacobs Omega Shadow, and this is in the big O. This one is a beautiful warm color. It's got a mirror in the lid, and that's the color there. And that's what it looks like on my lid. It's definitely more pigmented, a little darker color. I'll put them on my hand. Depending on your skin tone, the Clinique may or may not suit you because it's a little bit lighter because I'm so fair. But I really, really like it. I like the mauve-y cool tone to it. Let's see if it'll show up on my hand. Okay, the Clinique is on the top. They're beautiful colors. I prefer a matte or satin for an all-over look. I've tried some that have a slight shimmer to them, and because my lids are crepey, when you get up towards that crease, it really starts to look kind of heavy and sagging, and any sort of sheen sort of accentuates that. So my preferences will be more towards the matte end. Then I shared in my last video the great makeup, the great drugstore makeup. I'll link it up above. This one that I found from Rimmel that I absolutely love. This is the Magnifies All About the Base. Doesn't have a mirror, but this color is just gorgeous. I'll put it underneath. No, I'll put it alongside. This one is more of a neutral toned. So we've got cool and warm, and then the big swatch in the middle there is this one, which I think performs just as well as the higher end ones. And then one I've used for much longer, for probably over 1.5 years, is this color by Bobbi Brown. It's just taupe in her single eye collection, and it is beautiful. It's my go-to crease shade a lot of the times too if I'm wearing other colors and doing a different sort of more complicated eye look. This one has a little bit of warmth to it. I'm going to put it next to the Rimmel. The Rimmel will be in the middle. Can you see that? Now all these shades are, you know, somewhat similar, but they're really not. And I love the idea of being able to grab one of these going on a trip, or even two of them. They're not going to take up as much room as a palette, and like I said, for me, really cuts down on the time getting ready in the morning. Now this one, I'm running out of hand space. This one I heard about from Kathy, from Kathy's Beauty Care Chats. I think she said it was great for green eyes, and I have green eyes, and if I do too purple of a color, sometimes I'll get irritation in my eye, or even what appears to be an eye infection. So I was a little hesitant to try this one out, but it has worked great for me, and I absolutely adore the color. It is by MAC, and it's the H-A-U-X. That's the color there. This beautiful, cool, sort of berry, purpley color. So, so pretty. Look at that. That's gorgeous. And that does make my green eyes pop. I love this. Okay, and the last thing I'm going to share with you is by Charlotte Tilbury. It's the only cream one for me that works all over my lid. I can blow it out above my crease line a little bit and it still looks good. It's by Charlotte Tilbury. It comes in this beautiful frosted pot, and it's in the Eyes to Mesmerize line, and this one is Mona Lisa. And it's this color here. And it's very sticky for a cream. You can pick up a lot of product with your finger or a synthetic brush. I found my finger is the best way to do it. On brushes, to blend out, work great with a synthetic brush, but to apply, it's just too much. It kind of moves the product around far too much. So I use my finger, pat it on my lid, get it going on my mobile lid, and then take a synthetic brush and blow it out and blend it out up into my crease and a little bit above. Let me add a little bit more so you can see this is buildable. You can really make this kind of a smoky night out look, but the color is so pretty. There's that Mona Lisa. Now, if you're like me, I don't particularly like to buy single eyeshadows except for this exact purpose, so that I have one eyeshadow that I can put all over my lid. I don't have single greens or blues. I just like these tones that really work well with my eye color, my skin, and my lid texture to make it really simple and easy. You can, of course, use shadows from your palettes. Like this Tartelette in Bloom has gorgeous ones that you can use. This whole row right here would be beautiful for that. And if you've got a darker skin tone, you can of course go with some of the darker options. But these little Tartelette palettes, absolutely perfect for that look. But if you're going somewhere, you may not want to bring a whole big palette. See, look at these, same thing. This row here would work perfectly. All the way down would work perfectly for that as well. So I'm sure you have some colors in eye palettes that would do the job if you want to try this out. If you haven't done a one eyeshadow look in a while, I love to bring it down underneath my eye, tie it in. I also wanted to let you know that during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty on the 31st, March 31st, the Urban Decay single eyeshadows will be going on sale for $10 to $11 a piece. So those will be half off as well if you want to pick something up. And on March 28th, this has nothing to do with eyeshadow, but if you're a buxom lip gloss lover like I am, on March 28th, the buxom lip glosses will be half off as well. So it's perfect time to pick them up. Let me know if you have an eyeshadow, a single eyeshadow that you would like to share with us that you think is just beautiful for this kind of look. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you subscribe. I hope you give it a thumbs up if you like it, and I will see you soon.